Yeah. Thank you. Neo from newsbubble.com. You have said that without the voters' roll, without electoral reforms, without the state respecting your freedom to assembly or of assembly, you are still going to take part. You are not going to get down out of this election. Should Zimbabwe brace for a repeat of 1 August or just after 1 August, when the opposition declared that this election is a nullity and refused to acknowledge presidency of Emmerson Mnangagwa?
Okay, so to put the matter to bed, firstly, no political party, no electoral management board, neither ZEC nor ZANU-PF have the power to take away the citizens' right to vote. And we certainly aren't going to do that. This is something that's guaranteed of us from the Constitution. Now, the Constitution also sets out what the correct parameters for a free and fair election are. And everything that we've demanded in the Prepare Pact is nothing of the CCC is making. It's all constitutionally provided for. Respecting the right to vote, providing the voters' roll, making sure that everybody is safe, stopping this vote buying, making sure everyone has access to media freedoms, making sure that everyone's safe and secure. These are all very basic issues. Why is ZANU-PF afraid of that? Now, it's not for us at this stage to say that the election won't be free and fair. What we are saying to ZANU-PF is that we demand a free and fair election. We don't want another disputed election because the people that suffer at the end of the day are the citizens. While politicians politic as ZANU is doing and resort to violence and food buying and these very short-term solutions, it's the citizens that are suffering. And everybody, if you just look into your own pocket, if you look at your own state of affairs at home, all the suffering, public hospitals, public education, it's the citizens that suffer. We want to put an end to that. And I think already a lot of the long-term monitoring bodies have already pointed to the fact that we're going to have difficulties as we approach the next election. You'll recall what was said by Owen Mube, I believe it was, and ZANU-PF, that they want this election to be bloodier than 2008. Now, what kind of political party that believes that it's got popular support says something like that? They're running scared. They're scared of the people. We're saying, no, let this just be a free and fair election. If the people vote in a free and fair environment and ZANU-PF wins, we know it won't, so be it. But if the CCC wins, respect that. If you don't, we've already made contact with the regional bodies or the electoral, international mechanisms to make sure that there is the monitoring of that process. And I think if you listen to some of the noises that have been made, a lot of people are already concerned. So it's in ZANU-PF's interest. We are a party of peace. For us to just do things properly, constitutionally, have a free and fair vote, allow the CCC to participate without any of that longhand, shorthand business, this violence, this intimidation we're seeing from Chirumanzu to Gutu. This morning we received reports from Gutu, from Gweru, that there's been more political violence because our mobilizers are on the ground. And ZANU-PF, we know how they behave when their backs are against the wall. So we're saying, ZANU-PF, do the right thing. ZEC, do the right thing. Just comply with the Constitution. We're not even asking to be favored. We don't need to be favored. We've got popular support, but let's just do things properly. What kind of country, 42 years after independence, is struggling just to hold a plebiscite? Isn't that what they fought the war for? One man, one vote. One woman, one vote. How is it that 42 years after the war, we're still fighting for the same thing, still shedding blood for politics? It really should stop, as Zimbabweans deserve better. Yes?
So we've seen evidence of vote buying around the country, intimidation and violence, which you've just recently witnessed. Is peace, and referring to constitution, going to guarantee a free and fair election?
So the position of the CCC as a movement is peace is non-negotiable. And we're not moving on that. Advocate Nelson Chamisa, our champion-in-chief, just a couple of days ago said we're not moving from that position. Regardless of how much ZANU-PF tries to provoke us and tries to bait us with violence, we're not going to play that game. We do make no apologies for the fact that as part of our value system, the rule of law, respect for the rule of law and constitutionalism are central. The only means we want to use to take power are constitutional democratic means. And yes, we believe it can work. Why should it work in other jurisdictions? Why should Zimbabweans be denied the choice to decide who leads them? Zimbabweans continuously say, we want new leaders. Why aren't they allowed to pick those new leaders? And so we are standing firm on that. And the Constitution has our back on that. And citizens also just want the opportunity to cast that vote and have that vote count. So we're saying no to violence. And for the avoidance of doubt, the reason ZANU-PF is resorting to violence is because they know they're losing. Whenever they're on a losing track, look at 2008, look clearly at the markers that were there, when they can see with their own intelligence that they're losing, this is what they do. How do you disrupt a press conference in the center of Harare using violence? It clearly shows you that they've got a problem, especially in rural areas where they used to sell the myth that they're a stronghold. Why are they beating people up? Why are they burning homes? Why are they killing people? Why are they threatening people with death? It's because they're losing and the CCC is gaining ground. They thought that they would get rid of Advocate Nelson Chamisa and there'd be nothing left for the election in 2023, and they've been shocked and surprised that we are still standing. And so we push for a peaceful election in 2023. I think we'll take just 2 more questions and then we'll move forward. Okay, I'm advised that ZANU-PF youths have gathered. Don't worry, we're not scared. We're not going to run. If journalists run, that's something else, but we're not running away. They've regrouped downstairs and they want violence. We're a party of peace. We're not going to be sucked into those games. They took our banners, but guess what? It's not the banner that does the press conference. So long as we're able to share our message, that's all that's important.
I hope they brought back the banner.
Yeah, we want our banner back. Now, just one more question and then we'll all be able to disperse and go back. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm patient, the freelance. My question is the safety of women. Because yes, you have mentioned that ZANU-PF is doing this to women in terms of violence. But then what in terms of women's safety against violence?
Thank you, Patience. That's a very good question. Now, you know, the message that ZANU-PF has clearly sent to the citizens is that they've got no respect for women. I'm sure we all saw in Material what happened with those elderly women who were stripped of their clothes by ZANU-PF gangs and ZANU-PF youths and made to walk naked. We all saw what happened to Honorable Jasmine Tofa, an honorable member of parliament who's stripped, who's beaten, who's got broken ribs, broken limbs, all because ZANU-PF doesn't respect women. And you know, all the data tells us that women participation in politics is declining because of this attitude of violence by ZANU-PF. So we call upon them once again, please make sure you respect women in the political space. But more importantly, to the constitutional commissions, we've got a gender commission. Why are they silent? We're supposed to have a human rights commission. Why are they silent? We've got ZEC that is meant to administer the electoral code of conduct. Why are they silent? Most importantly, we've got a Zimbabwe Republic police that's supposed to secure property and person. Why are they silent? How can you let women get beaten up? Councillor Makone has just expressed the fact that we made police reports time and again. Nothing has been done. There's been no justice for Mo Blessing Ali. Where are the convictions? You can hold Honorable Job Sikhala for 147 days, but where's the perpetrator of the murder, self-confessed murderer of Mboneni Ncube? The person who murdered Mo Blessing Ali when the police were jumping around saying it's not ZANU-PF. All these people are known. The perpetrators who beat us up who beat citizens up in Matobo and in Caesar, all of these people are known. Where are the arrests? And so we call for a return to the rule of law, because that's the only way women in politics can be safe. And to our friends in ZANU-PF, please make sure you stop beating women up. That is a sign of weakness. That is a sign that you've already lost before we start. So I think without further ado, we call on all young people, register to vote. Voting is our only chance. If voting didn't work, ZANU-PF would not be investing all its power, all its energy, deploying violence to try and stop the election. They know that voting works. They know that if the citizens come out in their millions to win big, as our change champion in chief has said, that they're in big trouble. So let's make sure we register to vote and make sure that we fight to win the fight to win Zimbabwe for change. Thank you.